So, welcome in our powerful women leaders to our Feminine Wisdom Circle. We are so excited you're here. This is our time to play in the feminine, and we are your beacons for feminine wisdom. Actually, all of us are uh, that beacon, and that's why we're here to bring more balance into our lives with the feminine and consciously explore feminine energy. So, and I really believe that in today's day and age, women have a role to play in healing and creating a shift in our culture. And it's going to start with ourselves and making ourselves, our happiness, our joy, our impact a priority. So my background is in hypnotherapy and coaching and feminine energy. I am the creator of, which we'll talk about, the deck of feminine wisdom cards.
I love them.
Thank you. Feminine power cards. And I think I've been consciously exploring feminine power since about 1997, 98. Consciously, yeah. So, Catherine's here. Catherine, I'm going to promote you to panelist. Come on up. And Marie's here.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So, as they come up, Vasi, do you want to share a view?
Sure. Hi, everyone, and welcome. Whether it's your first Feminine Wisdom Circle with us or your multiple ones, we're so glad to have you here. Like Laura, I believe in everything. Welcome, Marie.
Hi,
Hi.
Sorry I'm late.
That's okay. Laura and I are just introducing ourselves. So just like Laura, I believe in the power of women at this time to really create a more loving, harmonious world. I believe it begins with us, with connecting with ourselves, with our truth, our wisdom, our light, and beaming that out. But first filling ourselves up, right? And I'm all about flow. And so I come with a background in mentoring, mindset mentoring, coaching, intuitive coaching, as well as intuitive painting. And yeah, so we're all creative, we're all intuitive, and that's one of our powers. And we have many more powers, and each one of us is unique. And I look forward to connecting more with you through this circle.
We're so excited you're here. So, welcome, Sliva. Is that how Sylvia?
Sylvia.
Oh,
yeah.
Is there a missing I in that?
There's a missing I.
Okay. Good afternoon. I'm going to echo. I think I need to re-sign in. Sorry.
You're signed in twice, so one of these are not like the others. So maybe you're signed in actually 3 times. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Yeah. No. We'll figure it out as we go along. So our intention is to create a sacred space here, and a special space of where women leaders who are steeped in wisdom, you all have wisdom, we all have wisdom, we access our juicy feminine energy so that we can have more flow. Like Vasi is all about flow, but I think we all can tap into that energy and allow ourselves to enjoy the process of life here more and have more enjoyment out of life, integrate that feminine into our life, rejuvenate our soul, and elevate harmony. And plus, our relationships are up our joy. I like to say up your joy in your relationships and in your life. So how we always like to get started is with Vasi centering us. So I'm going to turn.
All right. And there really just is one Vasi. I don't know, my name's showing up twice, but it's the magic of technology. So I invite you, if you're comfortable and if you're not driving, to gently close your eyes and take a deep breath with me. And a lot of times we come from doing so many things in our day, so busy, and just notice your breath right now. And come back to your body, to this moment. And practice allowing. That's our theme today. So just practice allowing the air to fill your lungs. And at your own pace, just allow your breath to be released. Let's take a couple deep breaths like this. And we're setting the intention as we breathe out to let go of anything that's not serving us, anything that's not in our highest and best good, anything that's keeping us from being in flow with our heart, with our mind, with our soul. And as you're in this place of relaxing, maybe feel your feet on the ground. Feel where your heels and toes touch the ground if you're sitting, and where your hips might be making contact with the chair or whatever you're sitting on. Allow your shoulders to drop a little bit. And take a breath and just being conscious maybe to lift yourself up a little bit. Just feel a sense of expansion in your heart. And I invite you to think of an area, it could be an area of your life or a situation where you feel like you've been pushing or it's trying too hard or getting pushback. Maybe there's an area of your life or a situation, maybe today, maybe in general. And imagine that as a bubble in front of you and just breathe into that. And imagine it's a balloon that's just taking off. You're letting go of the string. You're surrendering any effort, any tension, any pressure you might have. And as you watched that float away, whatever that was difficult or challenging, come back to your breath. Maybe put a hand on your heart if that feels comfortable to you. And set the intention right now to allow something greater to emerge. So now that you've surrendered whatever that was in that balloon, what is there space for inside of you? What's that something greater that's wanting to emerge in that spaciousness that's within you? And allow a word or a phrase or even an image or feeling to come through. I'm going to pause here and just allow you to connect with a word, an image, a feeling, a phrase. That's something greater that's wanting to emerge within you. And I'm holding space for each one of you to connect with whatever that is for you. And if you don't connect with it, if you don't have it in this moment, that's okay. It'll come. It's still there. And then I just invite you to come back to your breath, to your hand over your heart, if your heart's there. I mean, if your hand's there, I know your heart's there. And when you're ready, just gently open your eyes. Feel your feet on the ground. Come back to this moment, to this place where we're all together in circle. And just take a few seconds to jot down whatever came to you, whatever that feeling or word or phrase was. And next, we're going to have a chance for each one of you to say your name and your location, what you've been up to. Laura, do you want to share that slide we have?
Yeah. Let's get to know each other. That was so good and so beautiful, Lassie.
Oh, thank you, Laura. And I just would say that the only reason that comes through so beautifully is because each one of you, because I'm tapping into your energy and bringing whatever it is that the group needs. So thank each and every one of you for bringing your presence in your hearts today.
So basically just share your name, where you're at, what you're up to in the world, and what was the word that came to mind, or what does allowing feel like? So what do you want to emerge? So let's go around the room. Has everybody got that? Okay. Put that in the chat so I don't have to have this up for you all.
So who would like to start us out?
I can start.
Go for it.
I'm Rena. I'm in Nashville. And what I'm up to in the world is living my life, my best life. And the word that came, I thought it was love, but it's actually protection.
Nice.
Thanks, Rena.
On my screen, Deborah's next.
Okay. Hi, I'm Deborah. I'm downstairs from Rena. So also in Nashville. I am also living my best life after a really, really, really rough year. I am finally in the last couple months coming back into myself, and I'm almost gonna cry. And doing really, really, really well. And I'm working really hard, and I'm very, very happy right now. And the word that came to me was fulfillment.
Mm. Beautiful.
Because this like Rena inviting me to this came at the perfect moment, came on the perfect day, came at the perfect time for me. I'm so honored to be here, and thank you all for this.
You're welcome. Glad you're here.
Thanks.
Yeah. Patty's next on my screen, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's see, let me just. So my name is Patty Hinman, and I am in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Oh,
And so what I'm up to. So I've been working with Fozzie for a while, and kind of working on the next steps. I'm beginning to coach myself. But what I just realized is I was reading through some old journaling that I did like almost 10 years ago, and I saw how I've been coaching myself for a long time, just reading what I wrote. And it was just really, it's been kind of interesting, but I think I'm just going to start a blog and take those journal entries and post them in hopes that people can see what it's like to coach yourself through things. And it's funny because I was thinking about allowing, and what allowing does is it makes you open, or it's making me open to what is going on in my life, and leaning into it, even though for a long time I've known about that journaling that I've done, and it's a little scary to release it just because it's a lot of stuff about some hurtful things that happened and how I had to work through it. But at the same time, it's not about the hurt, but about how I help myself through those situations that I'm sharing. So I'm going to, I think it'll wind up being a beautiful thing, even though it was a very painful thing. So that's what allowing feels like to me, opening up to things that seems sort of difficult and scary, but just going with it in flow, I guess.
Thank you, Patty.
Anybody else relate to that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alpana, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Alpana, and I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. But originally, I'm from India. My name means a work of art in an Indian language. Um, what have I been up to? I feel like I've been up to too much, and I am trying to pare things down. I've pivoted into some new things work-wise. And honestly, I feel being here today felt like a bit of a respite with just kind of being in that feminine, restful energy. So I was going to say the word that came up for me was rest. And I'm actually sitting on my bed right now because I was like, when you brought me on, I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting on my bed here. Is that okay? But, I just didn't have the energy to just also move to my office space. So it's really nice to be here and see some new faces. And saying hi to Catherine also. But yeah, good to be here.
Great to have you. And it's way more feminine to be in bed than at your desk. So we're glad you're here and from bed. Catherine, would you like to say hi? Sure.
Thank you. I'm Catherine. I'm in Calgary, which looks nothing like this behind me. Calgary, Canada. And it's an interesting topic because after it seems years of cancer, blindness, and immobility, all three have been improving in the last year. And although this has been years in the making, I stopped doing a lot of the things I used to do, and that crazy manic energy that I used to strive off of just dissipated. And I'm at a point, sorry, that's the Alcatraz that's just leaving us. I'm at a point where I need to start doing video again because I used to do so much of it. And my mantra, just do it, the Nike commercial. I've lived that for decades and it's been gone and it just keeps coming up over and over and over again. And I have so many people pushing me to do video again and just tell people you've got cool glasses and just ignore the rest. So it's something I just have to start doing. Just do it. So appreciate the being open to the message again. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Yeah. Marie.
Oh, hi, how are you? My name is Marie Antoinette Wade. You can call me Marie. It's a long name. But I'm here in San Diego. And what am I up to in this world? I'm doing a lot of things, which is crazy, but I love what I'm doing. I just done a 4-day event, and I am now connecting with a lot of people. I just had a Zoom meeting with a couple of movie producer. So they wanted to be a part of my, radio show interview. So, and I am actually working on, sorry, my eyes started itching. I don't know why. I think it's the makeup. I started, what was it? I kind of lost train of my thoughts here. It's just over. Oh, I started working on my health. I signed up for a 7-month fitness program, and I just met the my new coach who has 35 years of experience. So I'm gonna learn from him and try to lose more weight. I started, trying to. I actually started 3 months before the event to lose 20 pounds, and I was able to lose 13 pounds, and now I am on the roll. So I'm gonna keep working on it. But this weekend I had a lot of food. So I think I gained 1 pound back. So so I said to my coach, I'm gonna start Mondays. So yesterday I was eating ice cream and things like that. But I'm back now. I'm watching my food. And that's why a little late I was finishing my lunch and trying to, track everything. But yeah, that's my goal. And I've got a lot of amazing things happening for me. And creative wise, love to be creative. I talked to a couple of people that actually wants to change um their life for next year. And one guy, he was my entertainer, and he said that he is ready for retirement, and I said, but he doesn't see himself retiring. And I said, well, I don't really get the word retirement because I don't see myself retiring. It's like it doesn't mean anything to me. Retirement does not mean anything to me. So I don't know what because he is so talented. I guess what I can say, instead of saying retirement, you're just changing way of doing things in life. So from one job to another type of passion. That's how I look at it. Because I think while I'm alive, I'm still gonna be doing things, and I'm not gonna retire. I'm not just gonna sit and wait for things to happen to me. So with the breathing thing, that the one that we just did, sorry, I keep scratching my eyes here. um I think I felt like there is one thing in my life that I always fight for. And by following your instruction, Bossy, I imagine it to just letting it go, because I'm fighting for it. But I don't know if I'm ready to let go of that. But I was just following your instruction, and I put it in a balloon and then blew it. And then I started feeling, okay, what would be the effect of this by letting go of that one thing that I'm fighting for? Um, I felt like, it opens up my surrounding. It kind of gives me more unknown things that could happen in my life. So that's how I felt when I followed your instruction.
Beautiful.
Great. Yeah.
I know we have Cindy and Sylvia here. You're either welcome to share in the chat, or if you'd like to come up, just go ahead and accept the promotion to panelist. And while you're doing that, I'm going to share. I love that visual of the balloon or the bubble. You called it a bubble. I was like, what is that? It's like, okay, I'll just put it in a bubble. And then you told us to let it go. And I'm like, oh yeah. And I and what was left, like Marie, you were saying, was serenity. I was like, this is so cool. And for those of you who shared things like you're pushing for, you just do it, or I gotta, strive for, that's what today's topic is about. Is like, what if we gave up pushing and we practice allowing? Could we attract that which we want with ease, in a natural way, without that gotta get this done energy, right? Because there's many ways to get to that. Vasi, is there something you noticed when we?
Yeah, I was so in it. I didn't even plan to have you guys put it in a balloon and release it or put it in a bubble. So that just came. So let's see, what was my experience of it? My experience was that it's easier than I thought to let something go that's been bothering me. It's almost harder to hang on to it and ruminate over it and try and solve it. It was just like in that space of letting go, there's a new choice or choices that I didn't see before.
Yeah. And we are welcoming in Tammy and Cindy and Sylvia in any way you want to participate. Just you're here with us. We know you're here. So that brings us to the principle, the feminine power principle which comes from the deck of cards, it's a deck of feminine power principles. And the exact wording of today's principle is
I've
allow.
lost sound.
You lost sound? Uh-oh.
Not
We
like
can hear.
lost it completely, but it went like way down.
Okay.
Sorry.
All
You can
right.
just keep going. I'll just
Yeah.
keep it closer.
Yeah, and Sylvia's having some technical issues, and we'll allow for that too. We'll just allow this to be, right? So
Right.
the card is, and by the way, these cards came out of a 7-year process of mine of when I started exploring feminine energy in the late 90s, till about 2004, when I put this I had a deck. It was like every time I got a golden nugget, I wrote it on an index card and I turned them into these cards. So they have principles and practices on it. So this principle is allow the process to be the process. Sometimes logic and strategy are ineffective. I don't know how many of you have experienced that, but do you ever feel like you're getting in your head too much about something, or that it's just whatever you're doing isn't getting you there like you have intended? It's like there's got to be a simpler, easier, more natural way. And when I find myself going there, I'm like, okay, well, then there must be a way to get in flow with this. So so this card is the reminder to let it go. And so on the back of each card is the practice. How do you actually do that? Well, I'll put it on the screen again for you. What's on the back of this card is quiet your mind, kind of like we did earlier. Place your attention on your feelings, and instead of making something happen, allow for something to emerge. More like an intention and an answer, and a trust goes into it. And so we're going to have a little allowing practice that we're going to do right now. And what does that look like? So we have a process. So if you have a journal or pen and paper, or just you want to think about it, you can. Think about those areas where you're not allowing. And if you don't have a specific area, it's okay. If you have that feeling in your body, or you could relate to that, you're pushing hard, or you're getting pushback on something, that's what we want you to know, to notice, and then to take a breath and just pause with that breath and bring your awareness to your body. Where do you feel it in your body? Where do you hold this energy in your body? Notice where it is. Just breathe into that. And then you may want to explore that feeling a little bit more. Like, what's the unmet need that is calling? What's the unmet need? Notice the true desire. What's driving that feeling? What do you really, really want that getting whatever result is will give you? Like that serenity or protection or fulfillment or opening or rest, rejuvenation. Vasi, do you have an example?
Yeah, I have lots of examples. Let me pick one. I always tell Laura that whatever we start with, a card we pick it the month before, I'm in the energy of that for the next month till we have our session. It's like I'm immersed in it. So after we picked this card, I had my husband who ended up in the hospital. A week later, my mom had a heart attack, doing better. And then and now my mom is moving. We share a house together, the three of us. And now she's getting ready to move. So there's been all this stuff happening. And so in that process, what I had to let go of is being like the manager of everything. And especially this morning, we had a repairman in, and I had back-to-back calls because I've just come off of a vacation for a week. And I just realized that I had to let go of needing to like answer the door, give the list, organizing, showing what to do. And I just thought it's all going to work out between the three of us. And so I just allowed there to be a flow. And you know what? Everything got done. Everything was in ease. We each got to have our meetings that we had scheduled. And in that space was a sense of trust and relaxation. That's what I took away from that. And it actually allowed me to be more effective in everything I was doing that day. Yeah.
It's
boy,
almost
did I want to
surprising.
control. Yeah, I was going to say it's surprising because I wanted to control. Like that's been my experience. Like if I'm running everything, it'll work fine because, I love Laura says, "You mean we don't have to be the manager of the universe?"
I was going to say, Laura, did you hear Bossy?
Yep. So when things don't go the way I want, my fears get triggered. But the unmet need is ensuring things go smoothly, right? I want flow. And then when I can catch myself and I say, what if I could give up being, I don't need to be manager of the universe. It's interesting what happens. Things do flow. It's a matter of staying conscious to that and doing it. And it doesn't happen instantly. It can happen after, trying to manage the universe for a while. And then I let it go. And then it happens. I was like, oh, why did I do that sooner? Right. But the next step in the process would be to consciously choose that desired state, which means you have to go into allowing, typically. That flow, that freedom, that respite, that opening, the serenity, etc., fulfillment. And then when you consciously choose that desire, you actually have a choice. You may want to keep being the manager of the universe or whatever works, whatever's, the energy you're in, because it might be working for you, or you can choose to change or transform it if you want a different outcome, or if what you're working isn't getting you the outcome you want. So how do you transform this? Well, the practice is by focusing on your breathing. Breathe into that desired state, and we have an allowing of affirmation. So what is that? And then you'll notice the shift after that. So you might be wondering, what is this allowing affirmation? Well, here it is. I open to and trust the universe to bring me that which is in my highest good. I let go and allow for whatever your desired unmet need is. So you might want to write this down and fill in the blank. And so I will put this in the chat for you to have as well. Any comments so far on this process, or any ahas that are coming to mind? What are you?
Question.
Yeah. Or questions. Perfect.
Yeah. So if one knows they need to, sorry, I'm going to use myself. I'm supposed to use myself. If I know I need to let go of something, but I'm not sure how to articulate it, I can't fill in a blank. I can't even fill in a feeling. What should I say, or what should I think of when I don't know what the blank space is?
And what was your word earlier?
Just do it.
Just do it. And what would be the result of just doing it?
Oh, that's so big.
Not like a
not having the same result of how easy things were to get results before. But doing it anyway.
So is that getting over yourself and doing something?
Part of it is.
In a new way? Is that what you're saying?
In a different way. It's
way?
the same process, but it's a different way.
You can always fill in the blank. I let go and allow for allowing.
Allow for allowing.
Or I let go and allow. You don't even have to fill in the blank.
Okay.
I allow the transformation. I allow what is like the one word result? Like, is it ease, or is it success, or is it fulfillment, or is it strength, or is it healing? Is there one word or that fills in the blank that once you're in this different state of creation, that you'll have a one word that you would have that would be
I have to think on that one, because it doesn't, I don't think it's one word. possibly is the problem.
And it's not a problem. It may be more than one words, but what, like
It's a
there's some,
challenge. It's not a problem. It's a challenge.
yeah, there's something underneath that's speaking to you. And right now it might be Chinese, so you don't quite understand it, and that's okay. And it may sound like, oh my God, it's all these things. Um, and then clarity will come.
Okay.
Just trust.
Allow for the transformation.
Yeah. Allow for
Okay.
the transformation.
I love it. Thank you.
There you go. Beautiful. Good question. Anybody else have you been able to fill in your blank? So what we want to do at this point is share a little bit about the area you're shifting into this allowing space in, and what surprised you. And Catherine, you kind of started us off with this. What surprised you, or what aha or insight you've had as a result of thinking through this or feeling through this, and how might stepping into allowing empower you from here on. So I'm going to put the share in the chat for you. What we'll share now. So the area you're shifting into, what surprises you or has surprised you in doing this little, or have you had an aha or an insight or a affirmation, confirmation of something? And how am I going into that space of allowing be beneficial or empower you? Who would like to share? Start us off.
I can do it.
Go for it. Yes.
For me, share a little bit about the area you're shifting into. I had a little bit of a aha moment yesterday. I know I'm kind of into skipping to two, but I went through breakup, and then I got a text from the guy, Christopher, yesterday, and my immediate reaction, I was luckily with a friend of mine, was to, jump on and be like, yeah, like that, like that's exactly what I wanted, because I was being strategic about what I posted, and he took the bait. So, yeah. So, but my friend was like, what are you about to text? And I read it to him. He was like, let's put it down for a minute and not send it. So the aha moment was that the behavior and the repeated behavior that I feel like probably got me into the breakup situation, I was about to perpetuate it, but I was kind of blind to it. So what he said was protect your heart. And that's what I need to shift into, is more of the protection. But I don't know if this goes to what Catherine was saying before, but I didn't know that I didn't know that I needed that. I didn't know that I needed to hear that. I didn't know that I was going right back into a repeated pattern of behavior. And so the card that you put up, and the words that came to me was process and strategy. And my number 3 strength is strategy. And it's also my blind spot. So I am really trying to tune into allowing the protection to guide me, which is almost like trying to do the opposite of what I would normally do. Whatever Rena would normally do, just do the opposite, because that's what protection looks like. So thank you for allowing me to share.
Powerful. And so that third question, how might stepping into allowing protection empower you from here on?
Well, it's like a whole new, like I don't know, because I think this is like a lifetime's worth of behavior. And it's scary to number 1, admit that. But number 2, also, like, I don't even know how. I don't know. I guess it would be like, I don't know. It's scary. kind of like a whole new world of one that but one, maybe it could actually be allowing that could actually be the life that I actually want without trying to be so strategic about it.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trust and in what's good for your heart. Yeah.
And the
Beautiful.
sense I got, Rena, is that it's a more self-loving space that you would be moving into by following this.
Yeah, but and at the same point in time, I feel a little fraudulent because at the same point in time, I'm also like, oh, I wonder if he'll text me back tonight. You know what I mean? So it's very hard. It's
Well,
very,
it's your
very
it's your
mindful about it.
automatic wanting to go back to that, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you need strategies to keep you connected to your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know this helps or is relevant, but if it is, I offer it up. And if it's not, just it's a good story. So when I was dating my now husband, I was with a group of friends and we did this little meditation, kind of like you did today, but she had us picture like a guide. And my guide asked me a question about my relationship, and because I knew it was getting serious, and it was a little old man who said to me, "Can you trust him with your heart?" And it was an instant yes. There was no thought to it. And that was a big aha to me, because I was like, if there's any other doubts in my mind, that, like if he took my heart, would he treat it like something sacred? Does he treat me like that? And the answer was yes. So because of his integrity, because of his desires, because of who he was. And so that just gave me a whole new freedom within the relationship to be less scared of that particular relationship. So, and we're going on 20 years, so it's all good.
But your husband gives me hope that there are like actually good men out there. So
Right. So
for those of you who don't know, Laura's my sister.
yeah. Thank you. So who would like to share a little bit about what shifting into an allowing space is feeling like for you, and any insights?
I'd like to share.
Yeah.
Well, Vazi is my coach, and I think a couple weeks ago, maybe now, I'm doing coaching as well, and I needed to have a recording that I missed the date for, or I wrote down the wrong date, and it needed to be something right away. And Fozzie taught me something to put my hands like this and just put all of those needs in there and just let them go.
Mm.
And somebody called and said, "Hey, can you coach me today? Yeah, I have space in my, so it was kind of this amazing thing like that." And then I haven't been working for 2 years. I got laid off and I'm trying to start a business, but it's hard to start an entrepreneurial business and get clients right away that pay. So we are kind of falling behind in our bank account, and according to me anyway. Plenty for a year probably, but still it's a lot less than we started with. And I was kind of wanting to have a conversation about, oh, we need to buckle down and this kind of thing. And I did the same thing that Fozzie talked about with that as well. And I let it go. And my husband's mom is going to send us a bunch of money, and some other monies are coming in as well. And it was just like I let it go, and it just flowed in. And a lot of times when I get stuck in that, I got to do this, I try to imagine like a river or a creek or something, and just being on the water and flowing down with it, rather than trying so hard um to get upstream, is just to allow what's coming down, what I'm coming into. And so when you talk about a flow and being in flow, just think of the way water flows and how you can just relax and float on that instead of trying so hard to push against the stream. So that's kind of the image I keep in my heart, is just the flowing, like a river, and just looking at the things that are coming as they're coming and enjoying it rather than fighting. So those are some of my allowing thoughts, I guess, or feelings or intuition, maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's so powerful, Patty. I didn't know any of that, what you just shared that's happened. Yeah, recently.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm.
Who would like to go next?
I'll do it.
Okay.
So, I'm always looking for, not looking, I'm always open to getting into different spaces because I like the unknown, I like the exploration and discovering things. So but at the same time, part of what my process is I like to solve people's problem. So when I was approached by our keynote speaker last year, who was an actor, and he wanted me to help him to get into the speaking world. So what I did is I tried to find a solution for him, which I ended up connecting with Glenn. and and Glenn became like a blessing to me because my keynote speaker last year did not. I mean, he attended the workshop where we had Glenn, and he talked for maybe an hour and a half with us, and he learned from him, but he didn't move forward because he's kind of like in a place where he's limited with the way he looks at things, and that's fine. That's where he is. But I ended up exploring with Glenn, and after the event, I realized how amazing he is. And I had a meeting with him Wednesday, and I was almost emotional about the whole thing because I made a decision that I'm going to work with this guy forever because he is such a blessing to me. And I shared that feelings to him, and I'm like getting into this space now. And it's so funny because I was in the middle of, meeting with him. And then he immediately brought this, he connected me to this woman from New York. And it was like all of a sudden it made sense to him to connect me to this woman in New York, and found out that she is the person who started the Real Women in Real Estate. And funny, I have the Real Men of Real Estate. So, and then found out that she has this massive group of people that now she wants to collaborate with me and bring, like, she has like 67 women that she wants to bring in California for Glenn's event. So I'm getting blessed, and I'm getting into this industry that Glenn is on the speaking and the movie. And then all of a sudden, I'm attracting these people that are in the movie industry. It's like, so, I've always wanted to have this movie that I've been working on for many, many years, and I could make it happen. And getting into Glenn's world, I see the possibility of, seeing this happening. So that is, so if I'm in the number two, I'm surprised that, by helping somebody's problem and getting into Glenn's world, which he actually invited me to attend one of his events where there's 400 people, and he asked me to speak there. Again, there were 400 people in there, and that is his world. So he's tapping me into his connections, which is so large. And I'm like, I feel like, I don't normally get surprised, but I'm still surprised. And I feel like I'm stepping into something that is so empowering, which is what how might stepping into allow empower you from here on. I feel like, I have done a lot, but it looks like there's more. So there's more to empower me because of where Glenn is. And Glenn has done, I thought he made over 50 films. And then he told me it's 277 films. I mean, that is shocking to me. I thought, so the guy is very accomplished. He knows how to connect people. And he said to me that he doesn't allow a lot of people to get into his inner circle, but he saw that I am one of those people. So it was just amazing what I'm getting into now. So that's kind of like the space that I'm in right now, which is really amazing. So just want
Congratulations.
to, yeah, thank you.
Great. So you never know what's going to happen when you put your attention in a different direction, right?
Yeah, I think part of it is just whoever is in your life and you try to do something good for them, it gives you like 10 times fold of blessing. So, but you have to come up with a solution to make that happen. And that's what I have been doing, because even this TV talk show, the Roman of real estate was a solution to somebody's saying that, what about us? Because I had a finest women in real estate. And then this one guy said, what about us? I said, what about you? I said, what about, how can we be a part of this? Well, you can't be finest women in real estate. So what name can we have for you? And they came up with Real Men of Real Estate. That's how it evolved. And then now I have Real Men of Real Estate TV reality show approved by NBC, because they were the one that started the whole thing. So I was just rolling into
Right.
select what you said, Laura, in the process of just letting the process go.
Yes.
That's exactly what was happening. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
And I just wanted to say, Marie, because I know what a giver you are and how much you're always helping people solve problems and just, incredibly heart-centered and service-driven, is that what I see happening for you is that all these opportunities that are opening up are allowing you to contribute even more and make an even bigger impact, right? So you're helping those, and it's like the energy returns to you, and then all of a sudden you have more like opportunities to impact.
Yeah, because when I get into something like this, I'm always thinking, who can I bring with me?
Right. Yep.
Beautiful.
Great.
And that's what we do when we're in the flow. People flow with us. Alpana, are you wanting to share by chance? I know you're off camera, but let's see if she. Hey. There you go. Oh.
I am honestly.
Yep, you're good.
Okay. So we're sharing a little bit about the area. So I'm stepping into simplicity. So that's something that I crave for. That's been my word of the year. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been tough. Simple is such a simple word, but to actually execute simplicity, it is so, can I swear? Fucking hard. It's really hard. So that's something I'm consciously, unconsciously trying to embody and work on. And I'm sort of wondering, do I need this to be my word of the year for another year again? Because it's just felt really hard to embody it in the way. And I feel like I've definitely made some inroads. And when I look at certain areas, I'm like, okay, I've shifted the needle there. But I don't know if it's just being hard on myself, like I haven't done enough. And that just also speaks to this conversation about sort of being in that go, go, go. To slow down, take a breath. Like I think even today, just being here, I was off camera because I'm just tired. I'm just really feeling tired today. And I might take a nap after this meeting because I feel like my body is like craving it. just having that rest. Um, so I feel, and I honestly surprised also that I'm feeling this way today because I came in and I actually have had like some health challenges as well. So I monitor my blood glucose with the CGM and it was pretty high today. And just before I hopped on the call, I walked around. I just had eaten. Somebody spoke about eating, so I had eaten, and then I just took this frantic walk around because I was feeling so stressed out, and I felt like I'd just eaten stuff that was good for me. So how is this possible? So I was even fighting my mind and my body. I'm like, this can't be happening. I can't control this. So I don't know, there was like a lot of frustration with that. And so I guess when I sat down, what really came to me was, yes, I need the rest. I need the rest. And I need to actually um make time, or maybe just put it on my schedule to take these breaks. I actually worked all day yesterday too, so and I was like so happy because I accomplished so much. And that's the thing about being an entrepreneur is you are always on, right? Like there's no on and off. And now I don't have my son at home. He's 21, he's in college, so it was different when he was home. He'd have to go to sports or all the things, but now he's not home, so it's kind of the empty nester syndrome as well. Um, so yeah, I worked yesterday and I was like, I just feel like my body is craving that rest and also being in the flow. And I'm like, what is it like to be in flow? You know, I feel like I haven't been in flow for a while now. So
Looks
I
like
need to
laying
kind
in
of hit the
bed.
pause button. Sorry, what did you say?
I said it looks like being in bed. Just a laugh.
Yes.
And I love how you're honoring your body. Like you're listening to it and honoring it. That's very feminine because it's so easy to push ourselves, right? No one's going to tell us to slow down. No one's going to tell us, to take care of ourselves. And yet that's where the balance is for you. That's where you're going to find your power. It's that balance between listening to your body and then that vision that you have of whatever you're wanting to create. How do you keep those two in balance, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't often recommend books, but I'm just going to put this out because my intuition is tapping me to share this with you. One of my best friends wrote it. It's called Simply Enough. And it's all about simplicity and how to create it on the inside and on the outside of your life. Their name is Sora, Sora Garrett, Garrett, and it's called Simply Enough. You might enjoy that. It's got some really provocative questions too. Because, in our world, we're not encouraged to ask these questions. We're not encouraged to look at our feminine and look how to integrate it, within the real world. And that's why Laura and I are so passionate about holding these circles so we can have these conversations, so we can explore different practices and support each other as well.
Kind of the we want to do things completely different than, if you come, you go, you flow, you come as you are. This is what we want. It's the place to let your hair down and just be and allow what is to be. Catherine, I wanted to circle back to you since you kind of started us off unofficially. Is there anything else you want to add to your share?
I don't think there's anything more to add. It's just I'm seeing, and I don't want to say it's the things I must do, but it really is the things I must do. gets bigger and bigger. And this is what's blocking me, just having to wear these things because people need an explanation. They're either get attacked or people need an explanation. And I need to be out in the public and I need to get back to doing things. And it's always a source of, are they listening to my message or are they wondering why I'm being so rude? Which is the usual thing I get.
Mm.
And I think I'm just going to have to jump past that and just do it anyway.
Yeah, I think it's about allowing that it's okay that you have the glasses on, and it's okay that you explain it a few times
Mm-hmm.
and then keep going.
Yeah.
And it's also you're modeling something for us, that you're taking care of yourself and you're not being stopped by it.
Mm.
And you still want to be of contribution, and you are of contribution. And the focus is on your message of whatever it is you want to, be of contribution with. And that if you have to spend extra 30, 20, 50 seconds in the beginning of whatever to say, hey, it's Catherine and I'm here, glasses and all, but here to serve,
Yeah.
and just doing that one explanation, just like you did to us, for us, that they get, oh, okay, she needs those for her health, for well-being. Yeah. Okay.
If I can too, I'm not in the film industry, but I'm around parts of it and some of the services, and we are filming, the glorious we are filming, and they keep turning the camera on me and say, well, what do they mean when they do this? It's like, ask so and so, because get that camera off of me. And I need to stop doing that because I think it's a fulfilling prophecy that I'm coming off rude because the film students want to include me, which is really sweet. I'm 3 times their age, but at the same time, it's just that get that thing off of me and go talk to that person because we're partners. Go talk to the partner. So it's not true to what's going on behind the scenes, but it's also, I'm sure I'm coming off ruder than I'm. It's not my intention, it's just my discomfort. And it's starting to bug me because I'm not normally rude. So
Allow the process to be the process.
yeah, yeah.
That's the card. This.
Process.
Oh, I hope this was enlightening for you and healing and good. And I'm sure it's been good on different levels that we don't even know yet. I know it's still processing in me. How are you doing, Vasi?
Yeah, I'm aware that it's like you open a door and you walk into a new land, right? Or you travel somewhere differently and you're kind of getting your bearings. I feel like we're reorienting to possibilities for our life and what new choices we can create. And this is such a potent time right now, depending what the world looks like. And women are so empowered and supported to create something new. And so I hope that what Laura and I have provided to each one of you in this space we've given is some extra juice for you and some extra excitement and inspiration for what you're taking out in the world. And as I'm saying this, I'm getting goosebumps. So there's an energy that we're sending you off with. Wow.
Yeah, about allowing. And it is, some of these cards are deeper than they appear. Yeah, just allow the process to be the process. Yeah, maybe. It can be simple, but it can be very challenging because you're like, what the heck does that mean? Right? And then you feel into it. So we're all brailing our way into it. And I was walking yesterday with my dear friend Cindy, who was on the call listening earlier. And I was telling her, we have this really strong muscle that we built up, one way of doing it, kind of like Rena, you're saying, I'm really used to doing this, respond to the text and, strategically, see if I can get the relationship to be the way I want it to be, right? It's really strong muscle there. Buff, really buff. Okay. But then this one of protecting my heart or whatever it is that you want to be setting boundaries or taking care of yourself, whatever it is like kind of atrophy. It's like, it's not atrophy. It never was built. It's going to take practice and repetition. And so it's really good when you get that text and you have to practice that muscle, right? Of, oh, I'm not going to respond. I'm going to take care of my heart. It's really hard, but I'm going to do it. I'm really going to do it. I'm not going to respond, right? And you're building that muscle. But you do that enough times and you don't use the other buff muscle that much. That one can atrophy, especially in the certain areas you want it to. And you build up the one you do want. Oh, how do I take care of my heart? This is my taking care of my heart muscle, right? Or, this is the one where I'm going to be of contribution. And, instead of the one that's worried about how people appear, right? Or think about me, or I'm being rude. No, this is the place I need to focus in on. So what muscle you're going to build today is kind of the choice, is a little mind tool you can use. So we want to leave you today with a couple of opportunities. One, if you want your own feminine power deck and you don't have it, feminine power cards, there's the link to femininepowercards.com in the chat. Feel free to save the chat. Vasi is offering, and maybe you can explain it, your unlock your next level of session.
Yeah, this is a free 20-minute session and via Zoom. And I will help you look at what's in the way, what limiting belief is in the way of making your next level of impact. And then what's the possibility that's in front of you, the next step. And then giving you clarity and focus. Those are the two things people say coming out of this call. So I'm happy to offer that to you, each of you.
You're really good.
It's a lot of
I
fun.
highly recommend you take her up on that. And then
Thanks.
I offer the Unlock Your Feminine Influence code, so where we'll talk about for about 20 minutes as well. What does implementing feminine in your life and business look? Where can we zero in on, kind of lighting the match for you with your feminine energy, so things do flow, and so you are being more magnetic. So I would love to connect with any of you on that. And our next Feminine Wisdom Circle is November 18th at 4:00. And the topic, of course, is gratitude, the magic of gratitude. So we have another card all about gratitude coming up, and how to create magic with that. So we welcome you back. These are free. And we always know that the right people show up to support each other and come together in a healing space that we just know this is like a nest. The energy here of support, feminine power is here. Whatever you're doing in the world, we're here. We now have our little solar system here. Each of us are a little planet and solar system in our little solar system within the universe, I guess. So we're no longer in a silo, and we have magnetic pull because we have energies flowing to each other. We'll think about each other, and I invite you to think about each other and send good energy to each other about whatever was discussed here today. Just think about each other in that way, and it supports us. And know that you're being thought of and held in a nest, supportive space.
And as we close out, I'd like to invite each of us to reconnect with our breath. Mm-hmm. And feel into the energy, quality, insight that you're leaving with today, a word or a phrase. So what are you taking away from this time together? And then whoever would like to share that, you could start us out.
I went back to serenity.
Yeah.
Support and love. Just do it.
Just do it. I see yours, Catherine. Yeah.
I feel the support that was being given to everyone here.
So it is.
Even though we didn't hear directly from Tammy, I also feel like sending her the love and support based on what she's going through too.
Yeah, and positive energy. That's what her intention was when she joined us. So sending, hope you're going away with some positive energy, Tammy.
Yes, I am. Thank you. You're all
Oh,
so lovely.
yay. Beautiful to
Alpana?
hear your voice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Connection.
The word I'm taking away is opportunity. It feels like when we shift into allowing or even just entertain the idea more, there's an opportunity in front of each of us to be and do and have a new experience.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
You're
Thank
so
you.
welcome. Well said.
Can I just share something?
Yes.
I've been through many things in my life. I've gone 2 divorces in my life, and I've had a lot of heartbroken, experiences. But you know what? The change from one situation to another has given me more wisdom and insights of how beautiful life is. And so, because of those experiences, I felt like I am now not afraid of looking into the future because I've had all of this, experiences that I thought there's nothing there, but there's more that you would be surprised how what life is going to give you. And so, if you're going through some tough times right now, understand that this is just a phase. And you're going to be given so many blessings in the future that you should be very excited about. And that's something I can just share with you from my own experiences because I've been there. Rena, I've been there. Alpana, I've been there. And Tammy, I can hear from your voice. I think, just know that there's so many great things to be excited about in the future.
Thank you, Murray.
Yeah.
Alpana?
So
Oh,
Love
I'll put a
that.
big smile. I'll put a big smile and a light. I'm telling you, it's gonna be it's gonna be awesome for all of you. I'm actually excited for all of you now because you're going through some things right now that would give you a different perspective after this. And so everything that you're facing experience wise, you're in the process, but I'm excited for you what's gonna happen after that.
for all of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And you're gonna come back here and tell all the amazing stories because oh, this is what happened.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be beautiful for all of you.
Mm.
Alpana, were you going to say something?
Yeah, so my word is connection.
Mm.
I was actually thinking sleep in the beginning, but
Do it.
this, which yeah, I think I will take a nap for a little while. I feel like it, but I feel this was really beautiful. Just the connection to self to through that meditation that felt really restful. So I always feel like there's always dots that are connected. We might think of one thing, but it's still connected to the other thing. So my sleep is connected to connection to self, connection to all of you, and just like all the beautiful shares that everybody had out here. And yeah, this was really nice. So, and it also felt restful.
Yeah.
So
Good.
that's something which was also really lovely. So thank you.
Thank you for adding to the energy here, that restful energy.
Mm.
And I just had to do it, Catherine. New hashtag, just allow it.
I saw.
That's great, Laura.
I wrote them both down. Masculine energy, feminine energy. That's
Just saying.
Yeah.
That's the shift.
Just saying.
Embrace it. Embrace it.
And
Embrace it all. Yes,
Yeah,
that's right,
all of
Marie.
it.
All of it.
If there's a
Yeah.
minute left, there's one thing I can share about what felt like the heaviest thing for almost 2 decades in school was dealing with severe dyslexia. And today, Richard Branson and I can't remember her first name, Miss Greer, opening up Dyslexia U. And now dyslexics are actually being sought after. It's especially happening in Europe, but they are seeking that dyslexic thinking because dyslexics solve problems in very different ways. And it just, all in my lifetime, such a full circle coming around. And it's just amazing to see that today.
Just allow it.
I'll have to go look at that. That's cool.
Dyslexia U. Yeah, Richard Branson. Well, Richard
Amazing.
Branson created 10 years ago or 12 years ago the Dyslexia Sperm Bank
Huh.
Interesting.
in London
No way.
for women to go get dyslexic or likely dyslexic babies
Wow.
to help fuel the brain power in order to solve problems. So he thought that was important. And now we've got the university and there's a bigger project on the way. And I'm just starting to get Kate's attention. I want in. I don't know how. I've always wanted to do something with dyslexics on a conference level, and we'll see.
Just
It's
allow
it's
it.
not something I'm going to take action on, but it is something that it's not going to be me, probably not in my lifetime, but it is coming. So very exciting. And
Nice.
again, not something I ever would have expected or hoped for 30 years ago.
Cool. Yay.
There's
Well,
always a
celebratory
reason
note.
for everybody existence. I just wanted to share to Alpina that yesterday, when I felt my body wants to sleep, I went to bed and I woke up at 8 o'clock. Sometimes I would sleep 2 days in a row. I let my body sleep because you don't want to deprive your body. If it's tired,
Mhm.
let it rest. give it what it needs. If it needs to sleep for 2 days, 3 days, go for it. It's just sometimes body asks for it.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
it is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for spending your evening with us. And yes, we will be back with you in November, and just allow it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
Mwah.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.